no meme today because that was a last year intro. I know. Gasp. No, it's not a new countdown.
We have full due.
It's an old
We have full
countdown.
due.
It's an old countdown. No hump day. We could recreate the meme. No, we're not going to. Anyway, welcome everybody. It is Sprints and Shoptalk today for Trouble Wednesday. In case this is your first time here, I really doubt it, but just in case, Sprints and Shoptalk is when I come up with a concept or one of my amazing co-hosts comes up with a concept and I steal it. And then I come up with questions and I ask them kind of like an interview. And also everybody present in the chat is welcome to answer the questions as well. And today we're going to be discussing author branding. This topic came from the ever beloved Steve Deardahl. And I really appreciate, I look so uncomfortable. So you're like, okay.
I'm like, who's holding a gun to your head outside the camera? Blink
Full
twice.
government name? Damn.
Look, I'm just pleased that you're engaging with Sprints and Shop Talk. So it's going to be a good day. Because you came up with the topic, so there's no way you're not going to talk about it unless
Oh my God, Wallace,
really...
please don't challenge me. I want to do this so bad.
I know.
Please don't say anything. Just smile and wave. Smile and wave.
Thank you for being here today. So, of course, we're not going to get into the questions until after the first sprint. So let's do our little introductions. Katie, how are you doing today? And what are you going to be working on?
Hello, I'm doing good. In honor of it being Author Branding Day, I did post an Instagram post, so go follow me on author.
Oh, Katie, you're underwater.
No, not while I'm doing my plug.
There you go. Do it again.
Okay. I posted on Instagram.
No, girl, you got to keep your mic there.
Why? This is so annoying.
Wallace, oh my God, that hand motion. Don't ever do it again.
Oh
my God. We're fine. Katie, keep your mic close to you while you're doing your plug at least.
Okay. I did post on Instagram, so please go like that at author.katie.chandler and follow me while you're at it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people on Instagram.
Ooh, what are you at right now?
Like 680 maybe.
I'm similar, yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah, it's a solid. I feel like it's okay. Anyway, so I'm doing well. I just posted that today, and so I'm going to be working on a couple of Instagram posts, getting them scheduled for next week and this week. And then I'm going to be doing something. I have not decided what yet. Writing wise, I'll be doing some writing today. So,
has it not been decided for you?
I mean,
yeah, aren't you supposed to get 500 words in a certain second book?
Yeah, so I'll probably do that, but then after that, because that's not going to take all day.
And then what are you going to work on?
Okay, we'd brag, but sure.
That's a great question.
What have you just?
I got some thoughts.
Oh. But it's not Lake Actually, right? Because remember, you have a rule for yourself that you can't work on Lake Actually unless you're streaming. Remember?
Well, we are technically streaming. Babe.
That's not in the...
I said stream, and it is a stream right now.
The spirit of your challenge for yourself.
Okay, well, I'm not going to work on Lake Actually because I told Demetra this morning.
God.
I had a dream, okay? I had a dream. And I was watching my favorite YouTuber, Reads with Rachel. Sorry.
Oh.
My favorite booktuber. Sorry. Reads with Rachel. And in the video, she was reviewing The Wrath King. And she had like a finished version fully of it. And she was saying how much she loved it and everything. And she was saying how she loved the emotional journey of Lucian. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
Anyway, so I like the feelings of feeling that Lucian had, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was a dream. It didn't, like, the way she phrased it didn't super make sense, but we move on. Anyway, I woke up at 3:45 in the morning, immediately sent a voice message to Demetra.
What the hell?
Because Demetra loves Read with Rachel with me. That's why, I think. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know. I was like, I must tell Demetra immediately before I forget.
Wow.
So
now I know your favorite.
Thoughts.
Okay, fine.
Thoughts of The Wrath King.
That's so exciting though. Because I know you've like, I'm just so excited. You know how.
Did you like my meme, Katie?
I adored it. I really think I'm gonna put it on because I was like, what if I just made some mood boards for The Wrath King? Just like dip my toe back in, you know? And so I was like, I'm going to put that in the middle.
Ooh, Katie, I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. I love when we are visited by the muses in the night. That is so fun.
It was so good. And you know what? I was so correct. I really do think, and this is my my delusional belief, is that if I ever do publish The Wrath King Reads with Rachel, will in fact adore it and love it with every inch of her being, because it has all the things that she loves, which are all the things that I love, which is why I love her. Anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh,
Denisha, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, what am I doing today? I'm going to read this book. Hold on, let me take this out so I don't dox myself. Husbands by Holly Gramazio. I don't know.
You hate him.
I've been thinking about the short story that I was going to write in the summer that I never ended up writing. This has like similar vibes.
Oh, fun. I love that. And what do you have any work that you have to do for your job today?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I got to reply to some emails too. Oops, forgot about that.
Cool. Sorry. Also, I loved when you held that up. Is that from the library and it has a protective cover? Oh, that is my favorite sound in the whole world. I love it so much.
Really? I hate it.
Oh, really? Oh, I love it. I love those things. Steve, how are you doing today and what will you be working on?
I am doing all right. I will be working on getting my 500 words, as I try to get every day of the week.
How many? What's your current word count in the WIP?
Oh, 16,300 something.
Oh my gosh! Look at you! Look at you! Amazing.
Yeah, it's what happens when you write a little bit every day.
I know. It's kind of incredible if you think about it.
Who knew consistency was key? Not me, but here we are.
Are any of you guys planning on doing the Kate Kavanaugh challenge this year?
I'd already decided to finish my novel in November, so I'll be doing that. But 100,000 words?
Probably.
Nah. Fair enough. Well, because I was like, I want to do it, but also Katie set the January 31st thing, so I was like, which one would be easier? I'm doing well, and today I'm going to be working on several things. I think for the first sprint, I'm going to journal because I'm trying for this month and next month, for like the month before my debut and the month of my debut. I'm trying to really journal every day, so I just record the emotions and the events of everything that's going on, because there is so much going on, you guys. And so that's what I will do during the first sprint. And then the second sprint, I am going to do some video editing maybe. Here's my question for people. I was supposed to have a video go up of a giveaway that I'm doing, but I need to annotate, because part of the giveaway is an annotated hardcover of a DASM, and I still need to annotate parts of it to show off in the video. So I'm going to hold off on making that video. Hopefully that'll go up later this week. But tomorrow, would people prefer to see a London vlog or a what's in my writing bag video? Because I have the footage for both of those, so it's just about editing them.
London vlog.
Okay, that's one vote.
You know, he loves London
You know,
vlog.
I love a London vlog.
Hey! Great minds.
Amazing. Okay. All right. And
or radically, what if you put up both?
No, because I want to, I don't want to choke one video. You don't want to compete with yourself, right? Okay, I think the London vlog is gonna win. I'm sorry. All right. I'm just gonna say hi to friends. Selah is here. Flora is here. Hello, Wendy. No, wait, that's not Wendy. Some Deep Mystery is Wendy. I'm sorry. Mullen, hi. Anna, hello. What? Who is doing that? Why are you pawing at the fridge, Icarus? There's nothing in there for you. Hello, by DW. Sasha says, Mike. What day is it, Mike? It's hump day. Hi, guys. I shall not be doing this. What happened backstage?
It was grape.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You are fine, gays. I can't stay long because work in 30 minutes. I hope you have a great day at work. I'm so excited because I want to know about branding. Honestly, me too. I have no opinion on this topic. I'm just here to learn.
But you and Kitty are the two authors currently branding.
Well, we're going to get into it. Putting women down before the Wellissimo tour too. Terrible. I know. But actually, I appreciate these kind of calls because it is good for me to remember to not make accidentally suggestive motions. So I'm not surprised by the songs Katie put at all in her descriptions or anything to go off of. What? What is this?
No idea.
I put
Maybe
my
for
post.
the
If you saw my
Instagram clip.
Instagram post.
I haven't been on Instagram today. Don't give me that lip, girl. I woke up, I showered, I made myself a coffee, and I signed on. Okay. I know this is what I'm holding out for too, but actually, the Rat King is always my first love, so I'm so excited she's returning to it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know that meme? Like, who's Jules? That's the Wrath King in this.
Oh
universe.
yes, I love that. That's so good.
Who's the Wrath King? The Wrath King was my first love.
Yes. I'm gonna finish this chapter because I made a significant change to a certain character's arc or two, and I need to get to it, and I am itching to write it. Will somebody else take over the comments while I fire up a timer, please?
Survivor's fanfic made me laugh. Hi, Kelly. Sasha says, I was just watching some of your old videos and you were talking about the Rat King. You said maybe someday you'll go back to it and how much you learned from it. It's true. It was my first book I ever wrote. Hi, Manook. Hi, Elena.
Had you finished that by the time we met? I forget.
Yes. I finished it in April of 2020. So
We met October.
4 months. 5 months before I met you, yeah.
Speaking of, we're coming up on our anniversary.
We are, and we have something planned.
Sure. Yes, for sure.
For Jan. Yeah, so
Do we? I
Kevin
just forgot, or
Aren't we gonna be on a book tour during our anniversary, Catherine?
I was just trying to make people feel better because we did not plan. We have nothing.
Okay. Haunted Hex Hourglass.
Everyone's saying bless you to you, Wallace.
Did I sneeze?
Approximately 4 minutes ago, yeah.
What? I don't
Or
remember
maybe
that.
it was Devesha. Or maybe it was Devesha. Devesha, did you sneeze?
I did.
I coughed, if that helps.
Okay. I think it was Devesha, actually. Sorry.
Okay.
Now we know who's Katie's favorite.
Yeah.
We're gonna do.
Hi, Wendy. I just was realizing I forgot to say hi when Will said my name. There you go. Okay, there we go. Oh, these are otters.
Oh, they were snails.
Holding hands to sleep. It's true. They're so cute.
That's cute.
And there's the comments.
Thank you guys. Excellent. We're gonna really switch things up. I feel like we haven't done this kind of sprint in a while. Sorry, I'm on a new computer, so it's Google Chrome. I'd like to record this computer screen and audio. Deny. Hello. Oh wait, it's not gonna let me, is it then? Yeah. Okay, it's fine. I'm actually so surprised that the sidebar isn't just Baldur's Gate 3 romance results. Because that's all I've been watching the past couple of days. That's so funny to me. We're going to do a 15-minute timer. I feel like that's a good little introductory timer. And I think that should give me enough to journal for the day. So, and it's all about me, you guys. So,
Yeah.
All right. Happy sprinting, everyone. Sorry about that. I just wanted to finish my last sentence in my journal. Actually, it's not my last sentence, but the sentence I was working on. All right. In that 15 minutes. Ooh, I miss 15-minute sprints. I wonder if maybe that's going to become my thing. I like 15-minute sprints. Anyway, Katie, I saw that look of disgust on your face. How did that 15-minute sprint go for you?
It was good. I'm just finishing scheduling my next post. That'll be going up on Friday.
Okay. And Devesha, how did that 15-minute sprint go for you?
I ran a couple pages. I got breakfast, which is butter pecan Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And
Nice.
I picked up some trash around the room.
Nice. It's always nice when you like have a little bit of a cleaning session in the morning to just freshen your day. My rule for myself is even if I don't do anything else, every morning I make my bed. And I saw this girl on TikTok who has this like series of unnecessary necessities for her apartment. And she has a linen spray. And every morning she strips her bed down to the sheet that covers, like the cover sheet, okay, for the mattress. So she doesn't take that off. She leaves that on and she sprays every layer with her linen spray. So that way every night she gets into bed and it's like having fresh sheets. And I've been doing that for the past week. And let me tell you, it is so easy now to just get right into bed and feel like I'm in clean, fresh sheets and go straight to sleep. It is so nice. Anyway, Steve, how was that sprint for you? And what did you get done?
I ate dinner. This is what I got done.
What's on the menu tonight?
Potatoes, and then I had ox meat, I guess, and then little mushy peas and some cranberry jam.
Oh, gosh, you're such an adult. I love that for you.
I mean, if I don't make me dinner, no one else is, so.
That's true. That's fair.
Wait, what was your method of potato making? Like, was it baked? Was it
boil? In Norway, we boil our potatoes like God intended.
What delicious boiled potatoes!
Yeah, so it's just a simple boiled potato. When I mushy peas, I don't want to have like mashed potatoes too. Like mashed potatoes and mushy peas. I am not a 90-year-old woman with no teeth at a nursing home having to eat this. I can chew.
Fair enough. Yeah, you said, Steve, that if you don't feed yourself, no one will. But my retort is, or you could befriend your neighbors, because let me tell you, last night I went over to my neighbor's house and she just randomly handed me a big bowl of like an incredible salad. So I got a delicious little midnight snack last night. It was fabulous. So befriend your neighbors.
I'm gonna pass, but thank you for the suggestion.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna check in and see how everybody did. Also, gays everywhere, you asked me who I'm romancing in BG3. Someone answered Halston. I think that's Stieg. I am romancing Gail, and we just hooked up for the first time. And I have to say, I'm so thrilled with this progress. But I want Esteban to be my friend. I want him to be my friend, but he refuses to befriend me. So anyway, go for it.
Can I just say that Wallace texted the group chat, I hooked up with Gail, and I was tired, so I saw that I almost had a fucking heart attack. So I forgot who Gail was.
Yeah. Katie just thought I randomly, out of the middle of the blue, texted them, hey guys, I just hooked up with a person I've never mentioned to you before. Anyway,
I had a heart attack for a solid 2 seconds before I was like, oh, right.
It's a video game. Because that is my life. Like, if there's any time I'm going to get action, it's going to be digital action. All right. In line with today's subject, any community tips for my first YouTube video / vlog? Hope to post it this month. Oh my gosh, first of all, congratulations. That's super exciting. It totally depends. Are you making AuthorTube videos? Because one of the classics is the AuthorTube newbie tag, which you don't really see a ton of people doing anymore. You could revive it. You could bring it back. I don't know. Do you guys have any suggestions for YDW?
I don't do YouTube, so I wouldn't know.
That's legitimate.
What was you guys' first video?
The AuthorTube newbie tag was my first video.
Yeah, it was mine too.
I can't even remember.
Devacious thinking. Oh, sad.
My tip would be to have fun. Think about what you want to get out of posting videos. I think that is important, you know, especially because it does take a while for your channel to get traction and like people to watch it. And this community is so small, like you're not going to be getting thousands of views.
Right.
Even now, when I have a bit of subscribers, you know, I have 1.5 thousand, which is not a lot by YouTube standards, but I still don't get thousands of views.
Right.
So I just would think about why you're doing this. Are you trying to build community? Are you trying to hold yourself accountable? Are you trying to just have fun? Are you trying to learn a new skill while also doing your writing? So just keep that in mind when you're making videos, and don't be making videos to like make money or like become a YouTuber. Like that's not going to work on AuthorTube necessarily, unless you become a big hit, which if that happens, I'm so proud and happy, but
and we'll say we win.
I know. So that's my advice.
Yeah. Also, my other advice is just, you know, be aware that whatever you put on the internet could become permanent because you could have somebody download it. So, you know, don't accidentally make blowjob or hand job gestures.
I do have advice. My advice is to have good audio because nothing I hate more than bad audio.
Yeah, good audio, good lighting, and also decent editing. Like it doesn't need to be edited perfectly, but edit out any long pauses and stuff. Anything that would basically give someone time to be like, you know what, I'm gonna switch off. I'm lost interest, you know? So keep it at a good pace. You know, don't just sit there and talk to the camera and like keep in all of your like thinking process, because that can buddy, make smarter choices. Oh my God. Good boy. We're fine. He wants to come hang out on me, and my laptop was in his way and he was gonna knock it off the desk. Anyway, hi, sweet boy. He's gonna. Anyway, we'll stop. Will you guys say?
He's determined to have your laptop.
Poor little boy.
Oh, little
I know, poor little boy. Life is so hard. Okay, so Gay's got 450 words, fabulously done. Wendy, put out the trash and recycling, fabulous. Kelly got 138 words. Manook had to finish up some work stuff. Blah. I'm just gonna scroll through so we can get to the first thing. Thank you. I know. Anyway, I was going to ask why you're having dinner so early, Steve, then I remembered you're in Norway. Yep. Good morning, Jessica. Hello. Okay, I can't talk about BG3 anymore. Otherwise, that'll be all today is. Yeah, Sprints and Shop, Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, cool. AuthorTube. Well, we hope that we gave you some good advice. Excited to see your video. When you finally post it, feel free to promote yourself in this chat because we want to support you for sure. Sayla says, I was actually working on redoing my old AuthorTube newbie tag. It's been a while. Yes. Oh, Sasha says, I love B-roll and AuthorTube videos. That's great advice too. Ava says, do whatever you want, to be honest. Until 1K subs, it won't matter. And people are attracted to authenticity. Do you? Or do you? Also a big fan of B-roll with music or voiceover. Not a fan of talking heads. Oops. All of my videos have been talking heads recently. That's fine. Wall's tip, don't do blowjob or hand gestures. I mean, I feel like it's a great tip. Great. Good audience. I think that's a fun juxtaposition. Yep. Oh my gosh. No more gays. I love you. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the Discord. I wish somebody would tell me to make smart choices, actually. Great tips. Thanks, y'all, and spicy hand gestures for giving the views. That's funny.
They might.
Baby spotted. Fluffy cat boy, I love you. He is a good boy. Actually,
should you make a channel in the Discord?
For BG3? Well, we have the Critical Role channel, which is kind of the D&D catch-all channel, so.
But what if you want to play the game but not get spoiled?
For Critical Role?
The Critical Role channel, yeah.
Yeah, huh, that's interesting. It feels a little redundant.
Animal Crossing channel, so.
That's true. That's true, because our media on audiovisual is like a little more freeform. That's fair. I'll think about it. Okay. All right.
Actually, I should be asking Katie. Wallace, you're not the owner anymore. Katie.
I was about to say, I was
You
like,
gave away your power.
Channel.
Do you remember that one time, Wallace, where you're like, I'm hesitant to dilute the channel with very specific and niche topics?
I
Which is
am.
what you tell me every time I suggest something.
I
And you shut
am.
it
Did
down.
you not just hear me say that feels a little redundant? Did you not just see my hesitance?
And then you were like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I said I'll think about it. I always think about it, Steve. You just don't see me thinking about it because you usually post your suggestion in the suggestion box rather than bringing it up live. Anyway, let's get into Sprints and Shop Talk, everybody, before the schism begins, because Voss is once again being misunderstood. Okay. So this is a genuine question because I don't know. I'm very excited for this topic today. What are the elements that make up an author's brand, and which do you think are the most important? And Katie, you can go first if you'd like.
Great. What elements do I think we should? I mean, I think it kind of ties back to what we were talking about with starting an AuthorTube channel, and authenticity, I think, was what Eva brought up. I think that's a really good one to start with. What feels like you. I think also just, I mean, I've talked about this before, but I do kind of segment my different social medias into different versions of myself. So like the things that I post on Instagram and how I interact with Instagram is different than how I do on TikTok, and how I do on YouTube. And also like in my newsletter, I feel like I give a different vibe. It feels more like, a diary entry rather than me trying to create content specifically. Because ultimately at the end of the day, your author brand is what you're trying to do to create content to get people to read your books. Because if that's your goal. I mean, I guess there's two different things that you could talk about here. Is like, my goal is to get people to read my books, and enjoy my content because they want to support me. And then they also, can read my books. Well, you can read my books in June. And hopefully enjoy those books and hopefully be able to find those books. Whereas like, if you're just writing for fun, like your author brand can be, I guess, more freeform.
That's fair.
I don't know. I had no preparation for this. So I'm just kind of talking off the cuff and out of my ass.
That's
But
fair.
I think what I focus on with my brand, if we can even call it a brand, is
Wait. No. that's a spoiler for another question.
Oh, okay.
This first question is a meta level question of like not what you do specifically, but looking at the concept as a concept and analyzing from that perspective of like, to you, what are the elements that make up the brand and which do you feel are the most important? I mean, that's literally the question.
I mean, yeah, I think that I've seen a lot of, so I started a new TikTok because that's what I heard you're supposed to do. And my algorithm now is all about how to grow your TikTok. And one of the things they talk about a lot is content pillars, which is like a very broad topic. And then you break that down into a lot of little things. And that's what you create your content on. And then you create a schedule based on when you're going to post things like, I don't know. I haven't figured out one for authors, so don't ask me.
An example of what like a content pillar is? What does that mean?
So like with like lifestyle channels, you could have like fashion, eating, and travel. And then in fashion it'd be like get ready with me's, and then you could break that down of like makeup and hair and outfit and stuff like that. And in eating you could do meal prep and making dinners and like grocery shopping, like breaking it down into very small bits. And like, what was last night? I think travel, like how to book your thing and like blah, blah, blah. And like, different things underneath those umbrella terms that is like what you are known for. And then what content you give to people.
Gotcha.
Granted, I don't know how to do that for authors. I am trying to figure it out, but it feels more nebulous when you're an author. Cause like, I feel like the popular authors on TikTok are the ones that are already published or like, are, kind of random.
Yeah.
Like they post like, because I love Chloe Gong's TikTok, but I'm like, how do I recreate this? Because the algorithm is different. Because when she got big, what she was doing was really popular. And so she gained a lot of followers doing that because the algorithm rewarded that. Whereas now the algorithm's different.
Yes. This is it. Yeah. Thank you, Katie. That's super interesting.
I've been trying to think about it because I'm trying to market my book.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's fair. That's legitimate. Like here's some backstage information, you guys, but I've had several marketing meetings with them, the team at Alcove, and I'm doing a book tour because I'm like thrilled by it, and they're super excited for me to do a book tour and stuff like that. But they have repeatedly told me over and over again, in a very nice way, that that content is king, really, and that putting stuff online is the best way to create visibility for your book. It's better than, according to them, they told me, like, don't waste your time really with Facebook ads, maybe during your debut week, but that's it. They were like, don't do online, digital, like, what's the word? Zoom meet and greets and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like online book events. They're super excited about the in-person book events, but they were also like, just so you know, probably a lot of people won't show up, but it's still really cool to do that. But they very, very heavily have encouraged me to continue growing my online presence. So I think Katie's exactly right. Now is the time to be growing your audience before the book comes out. So thank you, Katie, for that answer. I'm going to go through a couple of people's answers before moving on to Devesha. I loved this. It was an answer I was looking for. It was that their books is very important to an author's brand. I love that. Also, I feel like we can grant this request, Katie, which
Sure.
I technically also have the power to do it. But since Devesha made a whole point about how Katie's the owner, I'm going to let Katie do it. Mullen says most authors don't have a much design brand consistency, which is fine, and are often more recognized from consistent genres they write on and covers that look alike. Yeah. Well, and Mullen and Steve, if you're okay with us talking about it, Mullen has designed some like branding specifically for Steve that we've been just like fawning over the past couple of days, and I think that's so cool. And I do think it is something that is overlooked in general. And
I love how, like, if you're comfortable and then you
were you not comfortable? Should I not have said it?
I wasn't going to bring it up, but
I'm sorry. That's my bad.
No worries. I just love if you're comfortable about it, here's all the things I want to talk about.
Okay.
It was just
sorry.
funny.
No, you're right. I should have waited.
No, I'm done.
Yeah, so I love this idea this concept from Mullen, because I feel like it's not one that really gets considered. Ava says, this made me laugh. I literally don't care about authors, LOL. Like, I support authors as a peer, but I read as a reader and hate author brands as a reader. Just give me books. What do you mean by that? I want more insight into that. What do you mean you hate author brands? Like, what does that mean to you, Ava? What does an author brand mean to you, and why does it bother you? That's what I want to know. Ava goes, sigh, my brain is fun for me too, y'all. Sometimes it's fun to just be a hater. I get it. Gay says, since TikTok and Instagram came around, I'm seeing a lot of focus on the author more than the book. The book's present, but the focus is shifting more on the personality of the author themselves. Yep. And then finally, before we move on to, I'll finish Gay's part. She says, but I usually just follow certain authors because I'm interested in the book releases, but the cult of personality videos become almost inevitable. Ooh, cult of personality. We don't know anything about that, guys, right? Mullen says, but specifically website/socials, I'd say a font pairing and color palette that remain consistent is the main basic you really need. That's pretty much it. I love that. See, that's like such a designer's input, because it's kind of, there's this woman on TikTok who talks about weddings. Sorry, this is such a tangent, but she talks about how when people are trying to save money for weddings, they let go of the little details where it feels easy to save money and focus on the big things like the venue and stuff like that. But she says really the things you should be focusing on and putting your money towards are the smaller details, because those, even if your guests don't for sure like can pinpoint why they had such a good time at the wedding, it's the little details that make them have a really good time at the wedding. And I think kind of that's what Mullen's focusing on, right? Like, we can have our big concepts for our social media presence, but it's the little details of having a font and a color palette and consistency there that is like kind of makes the experience special. Yes, Catherine.
I have a question for Mullen. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about authors who have a very consistent color palette that goes with like their book cover per se, and then their next book is getting ready to come out and they like do like the like new theme, and all their content reflects that like colors of the book, and as they're marketing that book? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Devesha.
Similarly to Mullen's answer, I was going to say color palette and like aesthetic. like a intentional aesthetic. I think either like the style of things you're posting should match like the style of books you're promoting, or you can like lean into the juxtaposition of being like personally entirely different from what you write. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does. It does. I like it. I like the idea of juxtaposition. Who is an author that just off the cuff, you're like, ooh, they have a coherent, intentional aesthetic, and I like it, or I don't like it? That's also a good possibility.
I can't name any names. I
Okay.
don't follow these people, but I just see a lot of
Katie writes.
What?
Huh?
Katie writes.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say I see a
thought
lot
you
of
said Anne
self-published authors like have really good cohesive aesthetics, you know? But I don't necessarily follow many self-published authors.
That's
I don't
interesting.
really follow many traditional published authors either, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm so bad at like actually following other writers other than the people who are in this community. Hi. He's smelling the linen spray. They love the smell of the stuff I put on my bed. Anyway, I had a follow-up question because you were talking about what did you literally just say? Sorry, the cat distracted me. You don't follow people, but you were talking. Oh, right. Okay. You were saying that you find that self-published authors typically are the ones that stand out to you as having intentional aesthetics, and I think that's really interesting in terms of, do you think author branding strategies are different if you're traditionally published versus independently published?
I think ultimately no. I just think maybe like the entryway to it is a little different.
What do you mean by that?
Like these like self-published authors, they have to do the research themselves. They have to, learn, figure it out. And sometimes with traditional published authors, they're given a guide, like, here's, this TikTok format you should be following, a la, these other people.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like we're all doing the same thing, kind of.
Which elements of a brand do you think are the most important? Was that what you said right at the beginning? Do you think a color palette is the most important of an author's brand, or?
I think not necessarily color palette, but like a style of posting that is consistent with the vibe of the book,
Okay. Why do you think that's the most important?
Because I think it gives me more confidence in your book if you're portraying yourself in a way that represents your book,
Yeah, that's fair. Is there any element of author branding that you think is too heavily focused on and that you think for you as a reader is irrelevant to you?
Ooh. I think, sometimes the whole personality aspect of, authors having to be the face of their books.
Okay.
I don't care really about your home life, I think it's interesting when they post like, fun things they've done that kind of relate to the book. Like maybe if you're ready to go to a pumpkin patch, I think that's cool. That's fun.
Right.
That's cute. But, I don't care about your kids. I'm sorry to say.
We don't care about your cats, Wallace.
Fair enough.
Also, I don't care about people's pets either.
That's actually so funny because as you said, as my publisher, when in one of our marketing meetings, after our marketing meetings, they sent me a whole, everything. They sent me like a spreadsheet of TikTok ideas to put out. Hello neighbor. And they sent me a ton of stuff, and then they sent me guidelines for things of, if you need to post today and you just don't know what to post, one of the guidelines is literally like, a safe bet is always just a random cat picture of like your pets. People love that. So it's so interesting that It kind of seems like
other
you
people love it. I just
no, but I just think that's so interesting because you and Ava both have kind of like indicated that you just could not be bothered to care about that sort of stuff. And I do believe there's a section of a readership that is just like you. So it's interesting. Sayla says, consistency without overload. I like to see different authors regularly, but if I see you too much, it's important to make a balance. What is too much to you, Sayla? Is posting every day? Because I mean, some TikTok guides say you're supposed to post 3 times a day. Now, granted, on TikTok, it's not likely someone will see every single one of your posts unless you have like really interacted with them, right? Like I think I see every single thing that Katie would post because she and I interact so much. But on Instagram, however, if someone's posting multiple times a day, it's very likely those will come up on your feed if you're following them. So yeah, how often is too often? Wendy says, I feel like name and genre are the only things I really remember. And that's fair. Minook is killing it for author branding, first of all. Like Minook is over on TikTok writing her volleyball romances, and I'm just looking at those numbers of like, damn, this many likes, this many comments, this many views. I'm impressed. Oh no. I did? Again? Did I? Who did? Oh wow.
I didn't catch it.
Me neither. I think Katie might have done a motion. Anyway, Sasha says, it's still so weird to me that authors need content. Back in the day, their content was just their books and a vague understanding of the general vibe. Today's marketing plan, which I get. Yeah. My hot take is that it all comes down to font. Everything is just font. Anna, is there a font that you think is especially effective or a font that you think is especially like accidentally a deterrent to you? Are you more of a Kiki or a Booba kind of font, girly pop?
Wait, what does that mean?
Do you not know about Kiki and Booba?
You absolutely have to. We talk about Kiki and Booba all the time. This is one of Miranda's Roman empires.
So
we've talked about it once. With Miranda.
Kiki and Booba is this concept that
I've talked about it multiple times.
Across language barriers, humans have an inherent like bias towards assuming hard consonant sounds versus soft consonant sounds indicate a way that something should be. So if you are shown two shapes.
Wait, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Which one would you call Kiki and which one would you call Booba? Great. Of these two shapes.
I would call the pointy one Kiki.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that is basically everyone in the world has decided that the spiky one is Kiki, and the other one's Booba.
Yes. So the soft, so it's like across languages, across cultures. Kiki is the sharp one and Booba is the blobby one. So so that's what I was asking Anna. Does she like more soft?
Serif or non-serif?
Yeah, basically. That's basically what I was asking. Estelle is here. Hi, Estelle. And asking, how do you find a balance between putting out quality social media content and consistently making enough time to work on your writing projects? I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Wish I knew.
Yeah, wish I knew. Honestly, though, I will say, I suspect for me, what I need is an external deadline. Like, I really think I just need someone with authority over me. This is so, I'm kink shaming myself right now. Someone with authority over me to be like, we need this by this point. And I'll be like, it's done. I'm going to get it done. I will be stressed about it the entire time, but it will get done. Whereas if I don't have that external deadline, I'll be so laissez-faire. I mean, I'll be like vaguely stressed that I'm not working on something, but I'll be like, but it's no stakes because I don't have a deadline. Ava says, schedule posts that are just regurgitated content from other posts or other authors. I don't follow authors because of their books. I follow them for their personality. If their brand is dry, okay, so that's interesting. We're having a split here of some people are like, I don't care about all this extra stuff. I'm just interested in your book. And then we have Ava who's like, I don't care about your book.
Didn't Eva just say they didn't care about the author? They just want them to write books?
I don't know.
Someone else?
Yeah, I'm getting some split
What's
messages.
it gonna be, Eva? What's it gonna be? Make up your mind.
Well, I think Eva was talking about how the people that she follows are authors that she knows. They're her peers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, just seeing content over and over again, because she follows us on everything.
Yeah.
Like, if I just regurgitated shit that I had put in my newsletter, she's going to be kind of annoyed because she's already seen this. And it's like, I want, it's more of like, we're on an equal playing field and like, I'm going to show you different things as opposed to just thinking about like the whole.
Yeah.
Family
Yeah,
sex
I
tape.
get that. Ha. No, I get that. I do struggle with this because I definitely post. I was gonna have Instagram and TikTok feel like different from one another. But I just gotten to a place where if I make a TikTok and it can go on Instagram, I put it on Instagram. I guess Instagram also has the fact that I do my like countdown posts and stuff, but I definitely regurgitate content for Instagram that I make for TikTok. And also, I'm struggling to find that balance of like, how often do I promote my actual book versus if I'm trying to post, I try and post every weekday, which I'm still failing at. Like weekday, not 7 days, like 5 days out of the week I'm aiming for. And I don't want it to every day be a buy my book post. Like I want some of them because I feel like that would get really exhausting for someone who's following me. So, but again, I also sort of feel like in the same way with YouTube that I'm so small on Instagram that it kind of doesn't matter what I do right now. Like it's not like any one post is going to cause hundreds of people to unfollow me, So I don't know. Mom says, could be for an author, an umbrella is writing, and underneath writing vlog, talk about a specific part of the process. Then another umbrella, my books, and could have characters intro. Except that's actually, no, I like it. I like this spaghetti at the wall. Be the
Yeah, can
person.
we star that? So I can come back to it.
Star it? Sorry?
Yeah. Thank
I started it.
you. Thank you.
Wendy says, also limited stories getting out there because only a certain type of person is going to be picked up. Only certain kids of people are built to live on social media. Oh, certain kinds of people, I think is what she's trying to say. I thought she was like making a Nepo baby comment for a second. And I was like, what? Yeah. My brain uses social media like a Gen X would to socialize, while authors seem to use it as commercial. Yeah, that's been an interesting transition for me because AuthorTube obviously was completely social. And then suddenly I had to be promoting myself and marketing my books. And I was like, I feel really uncomfortable doing this because this is not how I have engaged with these platforms in the past. And so I had to really shift my mindset. So it's, yeah. God, I hate it, but it makes sense. What do you hate? What do you hate, gays? I've forgotten. All right.
A lot of things.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Stieg. You're the expert, so I'm excited to hear from you.
What? Since when? How?
Since
To
you're
whom?
the one who's doing all the branding right now.
I'm not.
Well,
I'm
anyway,
just a little boily out here trying to write my little book.
Okay, then why don't you just talk about what to you are the elements that make up an author's brand and which do you think are the most important?
I would like to henceforth refer to Grape and Katie's answer. I think like social media is definitely a big part of the branding. Like in whatever way, shape, or form you do it. Ideally you do it all, but like who's got time for that unless they're just like reposting on every platform. No tea, no shade. It works, but But I feel like also there's authors that I like. There's auto-buy authors that I know I love the book just because I love their like their writing style and their voice and their like themes and characters and like when I pick up a Shannon book, I know what I'm getting and I love it. And like it doesn't matter what font or like it's just all the same like things I enjoy in different fonts. So she's great with characters. She's gonna have an interesting plot. Her prose are gonna be absolutely stunning. And I think that's definitely part of her brand. Like that's what she's known for. And also she's one of my favorite authors to follow on social media because I think she does it very well.
Yeah. But did you follow her before or after you read her books?
I followed her after I read the books. Why would I didn't know her before I read her books.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, can you think of an author who you picked up their book because of their social media presence?
No. But I'm not hindered by book purchases. I maybe purchase too many books. But I definitely like books that I like and authors that I like. I'll follow them on social media. So I think that's also a huge part of the author's brand. And also the way you interact with like your readers. Like as Eva said, if you're just like a brand account and you don't respond to a single one of your comments, you just post and post and post and post. Or especially this one is one of my gripes. If you enter a space like we're a space, right? So if someone came into our space, I was like, hey, never talked to you before, but here's the link to my giveaway. Here's like here's my book, buy it, and then don't interact with anything else. That sort of grates me because I'm like, you're not here for like you, but also genuine connection. Like you're not here to like get to know people. You're just here to promote yourself, and you can tell so easily.
Yeah.
So that's one of my gripes too. When you like, I was part of this Discord, and this particular person came in like once every third month, promoted her stuff, vanished, came back, promoted her stuff, vanished, and I'm like, ugh, we can see what you're doing, and it's ugly.
Oh my
So that's
gosh. Speaking of, no, literally speaking of, I need someone to be on my street team here because I have felt like I should go on the subreddit for Halloween and be like, hey guys, I wrote a book that's a love letter to Halloween if anybody wants to read it. But I'm afraid of this exact thing where I've been part of that subreddit for a long time, but I don't post. I'm a lurker on that subreddit. So if there's anyone present who is part of subreddits that are spooky horror and harvest festival vibes and
should you start interacting with people and getting to know people, and then
would be
people like,
way
oh
too-
god, you're so
way
cool,
too late.
Wallace.
It's way too late. It's way too late. Somebody else
Never too
post for me.
late.
Go promote my book. Be like, hey, my friend wrote this book and it's being published and it's totally for this community because I'm too sensitive to exactly what you're saying about like
Just make a different account, a burner, and then post it as if you're the friend.
Gosh, it's loser behavior.
Look, promoting yourself is loser. I mean, we're all just kind of losers over here.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Anyway.
Yeah. Also, I think the way you market and promote your stuff is like part of your brand. Like some marketing I love, some marketing I'm like, okay.
What's a kind of marketing that bothers you? Or like
that bothers me? No marketing. That bothers me. Or if you like thought processing.
It's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're like
okay.
Sure, yes. If you're like, I'm sorry, I'm doing a little risk analysis in my brain here.
Yeah, I get you. I know, yes.
But yeah, like lack of marketing, and then if you go online and then complain about lack of marketing, and end it with like, buy my book, that's also an ick for me.
The like
negative marketing.
The woe is me marketing.
Yes. That's like also a gripe of mine.
Yeah.
Things that I do love. Samantha Shannon is very great at, she does a lot of traveling, and she writes books from all around the world, and she'll be like, this is a thing from my book, how cool, like this is the inspiration. I love that. And she writes a lot set in London too, so there's like scenes, like cultural, what's it called, there's like things in London that she has included in a book that are very like well known, and like you can you can almost go like a pilgrimage there and experience these scenes that, you know, has characters that she's written about, and I think that's so cool. She recently went to Edinburgh and like did a writer thing, and she takes you with her, and you can see like her little bookshops, and I don't know, I just love the way she takes you behind the process, and it's all in the same. It all has the same essence or the same vibe, which I really enjoy. So I love just pulling my phone, seeing where Samantha Shannon's at today, what she's doing.
That's awesome. I think
that's cute.
No, those are all great pieces of advice. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I feel like I've done input on this question, so I'm just gonna finish up with the comments, and then we can move into our next sprint. I am almost 20 minutes behind the comments though, so I'm gonna really fight. Yeah, speedrun. Be the person that loves to write, not the person trying to get reviews. But it is a numbers game. I will say that because I talked with. I am friends with a independently published romance author, and she is fully funded. Like her whole career is publishing novels on Amazon that she fully does everything for, right? And they're romance novels and it pays the bills, right? She doesn't need to do any other work. And her TikTok is literally 3 times a day, the same format of like POV, you're, you know, in a castle with a vampire, and it's like completely impersonal, totally what people here are complaining about, and they get consistently 300 views each time, right? So it's like not like she's going viral on TikTok, but those 300 views are 300 brand new people, right? And that is,
I think the difference is, sorry.
No, you're fine.
But I think like we're a bunch of authors talking about branding, and the people watching her stuff are probably readers.
But that's
so I think
what
there's
I'm
also a difference.
right? Like if you look at it from a meta-analysis of like what is actually the most important, right? We can have our ideas of what is like, you know, from a not even a moral standpoint, but just from a like, you know, this is our job and this is how we think it should be done professionally. But like, what is actually the most effective? What is the reality? We can have feelings about how things should be, but then there's a truth of what is actually effective, right? And that's why I was interested, because why I asked you if you followed Samantha Shannon before or after you bought her books, because like right now, Katie and I are trying to build our audience, right? And is it just going to be that the way of building it is putting out quality books? Because I will tell you, the past couple of months, like I had, before I announced, I think I had like 400 followers on Instagram. And then I announced and I got some extra, but all of my followers, most of my followers recently, at least that I'm aware of, are people who are reading the arcs and coming and finding me and following me on social media, right? So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I think it's just interesting. I don't know. Anyway,
I know for me, there's quite a lot of authors that I follow that I have bought their books because I like them on social media. Like Samantha Shannon, Chloe Gong is a big one. Like I found her TikToks and enjoy her, and so I bought the book at first because I was like, oh, I'm really interested in this. And I also, you know, want to support a young author. And then I read the book and I'm like, oh, I like it. So I'm going to continue to buy books from her.
Right.
Like, I feel like a very different kind of author buying kind of person, I guess.
Yeah. No, but then, you know, there's also that point that someone made of like, you know, we see the success stories online, right? So what is the best strategy? I mean, for you, Katie, with the way that you sold your book and with the backing that you're going to have, maybe those are strategies that you should aim to replicate. But for someone like me, who's kind of aiming to be more, you know, mid-list and kind of low key, like, I don't know if it's in my best interest to try and replicate Samantha Shannon or Chloe Gong's social media strategy, right? I think I should be looking at more, you know, just that consistent output, that consistent outreach to just, I don't know. It's like all stuff that I'm considering right now.
I will say an author I do follow, but I haven't read a single one of her books, is V.E. Schwab. So like it goes both ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love her social media presence. Never read a book, and I'm not sure if I'm interested, but
are you following her? Because I have literally been singing her gospel since we met, because I've been a V.E. Schwab fan for like 10, 15 years.
Look, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think I followed the dog account before I followed her.
Fair.
Ava says, I think we see what we interact with and our algorithms are not the same, but are made to convince us they are the same as others. That's fair. I'm sorry if I'm going to skip comments, guys. I'm really just going to go randomly as I scroll down. I personally get really annoyed and overstimulated by authors promoting their books so early that I can't even pre-order the book. I understand needing to grow an audience, but if every post has a call to action and I can't actually do anything, with the obvious exception of that moments, I've been here since the writing journey, so that's different. That's so funny because I know Katie was like, but
I've been thinking about this too, because I'm like, I am saving. I have 115 Canva posts at the ready to go up on my Instagram, but I am waiting until I can be like, you can pre-order the link at my in my Shmyo if you want. You know, like I'm waiting for my pre-order link, and
her Shmyo.
You can't put bio in your thing, or else the algorithm will smush you completely. Like in my bio, like you have to like do like funky letters and stuff, or like put like letters in between. It's kind of like, you know how people used to say schmex instead of sex, like online, because you get banned. Basically, the algorithm will smush you if you do that. Well, I told you this months ago.
Oh, I was
same thing with links in your Instagram. You should not be putting links in your Instagram posts.
Oh wow, I had no idea. Wow, that's good to know. That is very good to know. But that's like so funny because like, again, though, I think those rules are kind of irrelevant for people like us with the accounts that we have, right? Because my posts that have this same level of interaction as the posts that don't. So I'm not actually sure. And who knows, maybe I'm shooting myself up. Maybe if I didn't have those, well, I was going to say, maybe if I didn't have those posts would get wider views, but the posts that don't have those calls to action don't get wider views. So
I just think if you don't put them in there, you have a larger set of posts that could go viral. You know what I mean? Like you have a wider set of things that could possibly go viral. Not saying it will, but could possibly be taken by the algorithm that is so nebulous, and I don't even know what it is.
Right. And that's, that's kind of my like big meta question is it even worth it to attempt to go viral? Because not everybody can go viral, right? That's the point.
Right.
And so are we all trying to shoot for the moon, or should we do the more rational strategy of figuring out a consistent, like something that gets consistently 300 views every single time, but it's 300 different people. And so over time, right, you're building out how many people see your stuff. I don't know. I don't know if one answer is right or not.
V.E. Schwab talks about this and how she appreciates the fact that her career has been built stone by stone, brick by brick, and has not become as an overnight success, because she feels like she has more people who are genuinely engaging in her books and really enjoying them, and that kind of thing. And granted, she's been published for 15 to 20 years. Like, she had a lot longer time and a different strategy when she was first being published than you would do now, because social media is much different now. But I've always thought about how I would like to have an organic growth rather than being viral. Because it's like you have one post go viral and nobody follows you, and then you got nothing, and it's just like, okay, you had one viral post two months ago.
Yeah.
What's that saying? It takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Ha, that's funny. That's funny. Mullen says, I adore Ellie Marnie's books, and I honestly think her Insta looks crap, but it's quite consistent in the dark vibes. It feels accurate to her writing genre, so I think it works. And I still read all of her posts. Anna says, I couldn't give two fluffs about anything in the grid, really. I'm starting to prefer newsletters because I really just want the book news. Grape, we both don't care together. What books at the pump? Write books at the pumpkin patch, y'all. Katie did the motion. Okay, gotcha. Oops. If it's Instagram or TikTok, it better be short, or I will scroll right past. I'm usually on short attention if I'm on those apps. That's fair. Estelle says, actually, I would love an author brand that was just the author's pet, but as if the pet was actually the author, everything from the pet's perspective would be humorous. There is a funny conspiracy theory. There's a specific author who, at the end of all of his books, his author picture is him and a golden retriever. And there's just a funny conspiracy theory that it's golden retriever that's writing the books. I think that's funny. Sayla says, I typically follow people I like, so I get fatigued from 3 times a day. Every day is a lot to me. That's fair. If I know that TikTok is another ad about your book, I'll scroll, but I'll hit the heart too, maybe even a repost. Oh, we love the support. My hot take is we should never let publishers know about AO3. Now they take the terms out of context and just water it down to a consumable degree. I will die on this hill.
Babe, they already know.
No, we should have never let publisher knows. I think I read that wrong. Write 3 times a day is to break through a crowd, so it doesn't work as well if the person following you doesn't follow a lot of people. 3 times a day is stories, from what I understood, which is where a lot of the ads are. On TikTok, I never even, for IG, I was like, I never even go on stories on TikTok. You can just share your friend's post 3 times a day. Someone has to tell you, I'm not finishing that comment. Oh my God. I misunderstand.
You just clocked.
I miss having a quiet social media. I post at least daily on TikTok nowadays, just low effort stuff, see what sticks, reply to all the comments, be lovely to people, and they stick around, be funny if you can. Ooh, to Estelle's point, I like content that is about the author actually working on their projects over memes over the project. So I think an author can double dip that way. So many authors have their real socials and their author socials. I like when they don't need to. I get why to exist, but like, do we just heart everything, even though the brand doesn't interact back? Seems kind of a waste for me as a peer, but yeah, I'm not the target reader, even if I'm a buyer. The weekend is where it's at for TikTok. Oh, shoot. Okay, then I will switch up my strategy. Thank you, Manuk. That was very helpful information. Wendy says, think I can just author brand some deep mystery. LOL, who needs a real name, right? There's also so much that I feel uncomfortable sharing while I'm currently in it. Like, the process isn't always glamorous, and some of it is harder to figure out until you're on the other side. I do wonder, though, if that's the content that people want. I think negativity does, misery loves company kind of thing, right? People want to see the struggle. People want to see that their issues are shared by other people. Run out of content quickly. Not wanting to share the whole process of reworking the first chapters of Demons because I'm still figuring it out on myself. Yeah, that's fair. So I'm not vlogging it. Steve, is this your real voice? Also,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fascinating way of spelling his name.
Yeah, Jig means ugly in Norwegian, so that's funny.
Does it really?
Well, it's 2 G's. STUYGG.
Wow. Oh my God, that person who joined our Discord was like, if you have 1,000 followers, be part of this pyramid scheme. I know, that was so funny. That was crazy. I know the owner of a large spooky group in Knoxville. I'll post it there. Oh my gosh, Ava, thank you. That's so sweet. I think Reddit doesn't let you advertise yourself now. Okay, so there you go. But can you advertise other people? Because then someone else should go in and promote my book to the Halloween and spooky and the Hallmark subreddits. Anyway, like they have a rule against promoting yourself. I'm sure they do actually. Shadow puppet behavior. Yeah. Wow. I'm so behind, guys. I'm trying. If I ever spot either of your books in one of the bookshops here in Switzerland, I will grab it and put it on display. Thank you. Stig nailed it. The audience can tell when content is manufactured for money versus shared for the joy of writing. I hate those like book cover and arrows pointing at it with it tropes. Oh no.
I love those.
Yeah, I know. This is why it's like the thing is that there are so many things that people love, but everything you do is some people are gonna like it and it's gonna piss some people off, you know? Like I know it's popular, but it's so like it feels weird. Why are you spoiling your own book? Oh,
it's not spoiling to share tropes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ava likes those. Jessica says a person who never markets but also just doesn't say anything about it. Oop. Yeah. Tropes over telling me the friggin' plot makes them mad.
You can do both, Sayla.
I don't need.
They are not mutually exclusive.
This one is super funny to me. I don't need comp titles. I don't remember books, so I really just need a reason to read your book. This is super funny to me because comp titles are so important in the selling your book, like getting a book deal thing. But then, yeah, I think you're right. I think in terms of selling your book to readers, it's less important. Katie,
I just want to say, I hate needing comp titles. I think comp titles are so.
Me too.
I hate it. I hate it absolutely. Anyway.
And well, what I also hate is that there are all these rules for it. It's like don't pick a book that's too popular because then you'll seem cocky. But don't pick a book from more than 5 years ago, because then your book will seem irrelevant. But da 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 da, and then it's like, oh my god, I've been writing a book. You think I've also been reading a million books? Like, how am I supposed to know what book my book is like? Like, oh,
and I also hate comp titles when it comes to fantasy. Like because I struggled with this with the Wrath King, and
yeah. Alan says, I love Hannah Nicole May's Insta stories where she 1 reposts everyone who's posted her book and 2 goes to a random store super excited to see her book and asks to sign it really politely. Okay, that's cute. I got my first 2 reviews this week, but I know both reviewers felt good anyway. Oh my gosh, Ava, congratulations. That's amazing. The dichotomy of commercial and community. Yep. One thing I adore is like art as promotion. I think the best strategy is to be yourself and have genuine joy for your work. It feels more real somehow. Estelle says, your brand or vibe may get me to buy one of your books and give it a try, but if I don't connect with your writing, the best branding in the world won't make me buy another. T. Folks just know you have a link in your bio. Don't even say it. Do they? I don't know people have links in their bio. I don't know.
I always just presume.
Oh, wow. They want you to sell for them, but then repress your memes. I don't know. Oh, Instagram. That's what they're saying. If you try and sell something, then they're repressing you, even though they're using you as an advertising space. Social media is just a marketplace, but God forbid you market. That's so true. If we supported our peers, it'd override that by sheer volume of interactions. Sips bitter tea. Oh, I need some sugar. I love it. Ava's on something today, but I like it. I love the honest input. On one hand, I get it for the bots, but at the same time, it's like, how are you going to tell people not to say bio, but ask them to have a bio? Right. They want you to make money for them, and people get annoyed by the sell. So sell without selling. That's all you got to do. Attempt to go viral. Are y'all doing that? I'm not attempting to go viral. I think for me, it's like if I have a funny idea, I'll post it. And then every so often I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should show my book now. Like I totally, Emily Oliveri posted, literally, if people saw the thing I posted on TikTok yesterday and Instagram yesterday, which is just like the spine of the book and then like some tropes and then flip the book cover over to show the cover. I ripped that straight from Emily. I commented on her post and I was like, I love this. I'm doing this. But it was just a reminder when she did it. I was like, oh, I should probably be marketing my book because everything else has been memes for the past couple of weeks. She for the Moon, Land Among the Stars, all that. I know, but I don't think it's realistic for us all to try, you know? I think there's better strategies for someone who kind of, if you're being rational about your expectations, realistic about your expectations. Skip to here in the comments. Thinking here, Dean Coots conspiracy theory. Oh yeah, it's Dean Coots. That's right. So how would someone like me who only has Discord and Facebook promote a book? I'm so not the TikTok, Instagram type. I don't know. My publisher wanted me to TikTok so bad, and I told them, I was like, I have really bad mental health related to TikTok, and they're like, okay, do what you want, but also get on TikTok. I drew the line at Twitter, and they respected that. Me too, Katie. Comp titles are the devil. You guys, I'm so close. Real, like, what am I supposed to effing pick? Same. I don't read near fast enough for a bunch of comp titles for any of my books. Yep. Just go with obscure indie book from the 70s, and Facebook has ads. Okay, guys. Thank you for that incredible. Let's just end the stream now. That was a great first chat. We went over an hour. So even though I liked the 15-minute sprint, we're going to do a longer sprint to make up for how long we just chatted. Are people okay with like
45?
I was going to do 35. Is that okay?
Sure.
35's good.
Okay.
This is your sandbox. We're just playing in it.
Oh, thank you. We're just keeping with the hedge witch timer because you guys, less than 4 weeks. Can we believe it? All right. Happy sprinting. I've been left completely alone. Thanks, friends. Amazing. Very well done, everybody. Very well done. Katie Ann, how did that sprint go for you?
It went very well. I opened up my document and I wrote 628 words.
In
Book 2.
Okay, gotcha. Devesha, it looks like you grabbed a little bite to eat. I'm gonna H2, or unless you'd like to answer, you can mute again if you just prefer to chew. Just two. I'll move on to
I got
Steve.
nachos.
Oh, nice. Stieg, how did you do that sprint?
I opened my documents and I wrote 50 words, but I had to backtrack some, so I deleted about 120 something.
Okay. And how are you feeling about the progress you've made?
Today is not a great writing day. I just like every dialogue sucks. The book is a plot. This is bad, but I'm trucking at it. So
I get it.
This too shall pass.
I get it. And I did well. I opened up Final Cut Pro and I edited my London vlog. I spent the whole time editing it. But just for context, the vlog itself, all the B-roll, etc., all the footage from London has been edited. All I'm doing now is I'm taking the voiceover that I did because I didn't actually do a ton of point and shoot camera vlogging in London. I just did a ton of B-roll. So this vlog is a voiceover vlog. And so what I'm doing now is I have already filmed back in July. I filmed the voiceover for the whole video. So I've imported it and I'm editing my way through it. We're 3 minutes into the video. That sounds like I didn't do a lot, but I did. I was editing that whole sprint and I think we are on track. I'm sorry, one more time?
I said, we get it. We understand.
Yeah. I think I'm on track to get this vlog up tomorrow. So
Slay.
Yay.
You know I love a London vlog.
Early in the afternoon, he likes my American vlogs.
So Miranda summoned by London.
Yes. Yes. Molly says, I spent this sprint angry and complaining. LOL, someone put me on a 5:30 p.m. call for a product this time because everyone else is still at a client's lunch. Also, why are people
Skip it, Mullen. What are they going to do?
Absolutely not.
Fire you?
That is crazy. I took a shower, made breakfast. Now I feel more ready to actually write something. Yay.
Hold on. Mullen, have you already started your new job or are you still at the old job?
Still at our old job.
Okay.
I am Mullen.
I didn't know when her start date was for the new one.
Sayla got 281 this time. Author JC Carpenter joined us. Hi, hope you are doing well. How are you doing? And Gays got their chapter done, which was the big goal of the stream. So congratulations. That's exciting. I love when I end my chapters on a cliffhanger. Like, yes, be absolutely shameless about it too. Me too. I know a lot of people get bothered by that, but I'm just like, that's how we keep it going, folks. Like, I can't just have the chapter end on a nothing burger, you know? Like, there's got to be a reason to turn the page.
But if every chapter ends on a cliffhanger,
I think
I don't like that.
I'm jumping.
Here's my thing. I think every chapter needs to end on a question mark, not necessarily a cliffhanger, but it has to be a spectrum, right? I hate it when a chapter just like ends and then the next chapter begins and it's literally just a continuation of what just happened. You know, I'm like, where was the pacing? Where was the editing here? To me, it doesn't need to be like, and then there was, you know, a huge scream off in the distance, and then she collapsed to the floor. Like, yeah, and then she got punched and passed out. Like, it doesn't need to be that, but there needs to be a question mark of why.
I hate it when, like, say you're in a scene and then, like, she pulled up her gun and a shot rang, and then end of chapter, and then immediately pick it up on the same situation, the same characters, just a second later, the gun was from across the street and it was not related to this incident at all. But they looked at it for a moment and then continued the conversation.
Yes, obviously that's no fun. But like, if I really went through, should I just do this? Like, I mean, we've got a sprints and Shoptalk to get to, so I'm not going to do it. But I'm very curious if I were to go through a Dark and Secret Magic. I think every single chapter ends on a bit of a like, yeah. Katie, would you agree with that?
I think so. I think if you don't have like a physical cliffhanger of like the gunshot or like, you know, she tossed him into a abyss, I don't know. There should be like an emotional cliffhanger of like they have learned something, or like they're suddenly like learning something about themselves, either positive or negative, depending on where they are in the story. I think emotional cliffhangers are just as good and also keep me turning the page as long as they give a shit about the character.
Yes.
I just don't like when it's every chapter ends in a cliffhanger or a micro cliffhanger that's an action. Like, it's just too much. That was
I
my
love
main,
ending on a statement.
Like, that was my main gripe with Children of Blood and Bone. I was like,
it's exhausting.
Just too much is happening at the end of these chapters.
Yeah.
I also hate when authors set up like a plan in one chapter and they don't discuss the details of the plan, and then you have to wait to the next chapter to see it play out. It can be done like once or twice, but like every single plan, come on.
That's one of my favorite things to read.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. I love that.
That's my Act 2 and Act 3 like transition. Like Act 2 ends with my siblings like, should we do something incredibly reckless and stupid? And then Act 3 starts with them doing this incredibly reckless and stupid thing instead of just telling the reader the plan. Because where's the fun in that?
I read a romance book where that happened literally every chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, I like mixing it up. That's what I'm saying. I like some statements, some questions, some cliffhangers. I love ending on dialogue sometimes.
Oh, this would have been such a great Spence and Shoptalk topic. Anyway.
But no.
But
next time.
We're actually talking about other brands here today. Oh, I want to make a joke. Would any of you guys know what I'm referencing if I say I'm here to promote Jumper or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about? Never mind, it doesn't matter. That's a deep cut.
3 blank looks.
That is a deep cut reference. Okay. Question 2 for other branding. This is where we get a little bit more personal. What would you say is your dream brand as an author? Like, you know, your dream self, right? Versus, and then on a more realistic note, I want this second part of the question to be a little twofold, where more realistically, what do you think you can actually do? But also analyzing yourself right now, what do you think your current brand is?
Let's spice it up. Let's analyze each other.
Well, no.
I would love my brand to be psychoanalyzed.
I mean, I want people to answer this question, but then I think you guys are free to comment on yours, on everybody's. Everybody's free to comment on everybody's. Be like, actually, I think that's BS. I think this is what you currently are, etc., etc. Catherine,
sorry for the dog cry. I think my brand is dog crying. All he does is cry. That's his brand. Oh my gosh.
Because we actually touched on this a couple of weeks ago, Katie, about like your idea of how you want to be seen as a writer versus how you actually are, and that's why you struggle with putting up certain content. Do you remember that whole conversation that we had a few weeks ago? We had it on stream. It was a live conversation. Yeah. Because remember, I said I think you have a certain idea of what you want your author persona to be, and there are certain videos that you feel like are in direct contradiction to that author persona that you have in your head, even if they are what you are experiencing. And so sometimes you hesitate to post content because it conflicts with your idea of what is in your mind.
Yeah, my dream brand as an author is like, I would really like to be polished and kind of show off the current book that I'm writing and working on, and like be very regimented and stuff like that. And like, you know, I'd also, you know, love to show like travel content if I like actually left my house, which I'm doing this month. We're doing more of. We're doing more traveling and stuff, and you know, showing off my life and like having my life be more exciting than it actually is, I think is like, you know, the dream brand is like, you know, and making really aesthetic stuff that people like and enjoy, and, you know, showing off my creative side when it comes to like Instagram. I think on YouTube, I don't know. I feel like I've lost my way with my brand on YouTube, to be honest. I feel like I don't really know. I feel like I'm in a transition period, because before I was like, I'm an aspiring writer and I'm working on querying and getting an agent and getting a book deal. And then, like, you know, basically 6 months, I achieved all my dreams. Instantly, it seems.
Can I jump in here with my deep cut?
Yeah.
I think your dream brand as an author in the past, like since you joined AuthorTube, right, was to be a unicorn. And I think realistically, your brand, you can really, like a micro element of your brand is that you are a unicorn.
Yeah. But I don't know how to capitalize on that. I don't know how to
No, that's super tricky.
That.
It could 100% come across as just like bragging, right? Even though that's definitely content that people want to see, it's aspirational, it's inspirational. It's a fine line to walk, because people could get annoyed with you because of envy, and also just like, you know, it's bad form to hype yourself up. So yeah,
for sure. And I feel like me as a person, I kind of am chaotic, and I try to funnel all of my chaos into very regimented, like not super wild things. And I think that's kind of why I stopped posting on YouTube. And I also kind of went through a phase of like, I don't know what to post on Instagram, because I knew a lot of my content was going to shift to being backhanded compliments related. So I was like, why am I posting all this stuff when it's not going to be that stuff? Like, I'm going to basically have to drop it, because I'm going to be working on backhanded compliments universe stuff. So I want to kind of, I don't know what my brand is, but I would kind of like my brand to be, just show more of my chaotic side and not be worried about showing who, like, not worry about how people are going to perceive me, and like, actually, I don't know, be more just like, fuck it with my content, because, and like, not in the sense that I'm going to just start posting random shit that I don't care about and that isn't creative and I'm not proud of. I just think I saw this girl on TikTok, or maybe it was Instagram Reels the other day, who said that her biggest tip for people who are starting to make content, and granted, I've been making content for a while, but it's still good advice, is post like you have millions of followers who are obsessed with you and love you. Like, just post as if you are already beloved and already super famous. And like, that is going to bring you the authenticity, because it's like, if you don't post like that's going to happen, it's not going to happen. Like, it's a manifestation kind of thing. So anyway, all that rambling to say, if you see me getting kind of weird and chaotic and more like I am on stream on social media, and I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, is that actually a good idea or not? I don't know. Anyway, those are all of my views.
I'm going to pose the question to you again. I'm going to rephrase. If you could name in 5 words, like 5 adjectives, what composes your dream brand, and then 5 adjectives about what you think is your current branding for yourself. And you can do 3 if that's easier.
I think my dream, every adjective I've ever learned that is, because I preach about having strong adjectives and not a single adjective that's coming to mind as strong.
I mean, chaotic, that's one.
I think that's okay. So authentic is, I think, one of the ones I want to be.
Okay.
Creative. And sorry. The only other word in my head is cunty.
This is a perfect author brand.
I mean, I think part of it, and this is going to sound so bad, is that I want to be the kind of person that other authors look to and want to be like.
Okay.
I want to be aspirational in my content and the way that I present myself. And at this point, I don't think I am.
Okay.
My actual brand, I think, is copycat.
Ooh, okay.
Rambly and confused.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
But maybe that's just me.
So then, I guess, what are cohesive steps that, like, what are 2 cohesive steps you could take starting today to shift from your current actual brand towards those 3 adjectives of your of your dream brand? Because it's like to say like, oh, be more authentic. Like that's not cohesive. I'm talking more like, you know, like a definitive hard actions you could take in order to, because it's all well and good to sit here and talk about it and be hypothetical about it. But if you actually want to achieve the brand vision that you have of yourself, you have to make movements towards that.
I don't know. I think creating a, like, not a mood board, but like creating and pulling a vision board of like what I would like things to be. And I almost like, I kind of want to start over.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
just, what do you mean? Like totally start over, like start new channels, Instagrams, etc., or just break down what you have and then start over, kind of pull a Taylor Swift?
I think pull a Taylor Swift, because I don't think I want to, like, maybe on Instagram I think I could archive a bunch of the content that I don't feel like is me anymore, or like is super old and like doesn't look aspirational. But I think on YouTube, I think just like trying to just do a full rebrand basically. And, you know, I don't want to get rid of those videos, because I know there's YouTubers that I love when they take down videos that I find comforting. And like, Grant, I'm not saying anyone has ever told me that my videos are comforting, but I feel like on YouTube, I want to be able to see the journey. I feel like the journey is important, and you can, if you want to go back and see where I was before. I
feel like Sayla's kind of saying it's inspirational.
I'm so glad. A lot of people have told me that, actually, that they're going to do something like this.
Also, Sayla, I just want to point out that you exactly were correct. I was doing a referencing deep dive cut of the promotional tour for Jumper, the movie with Hayden Christensen. Because what is that actress's name? Who
give me more, girl? You got to give me context.
On the OC, she played Summer on the OC. What is that girl's name? Rachel Bilson. Okay. Do you guys know the actress Rachel Bilson? So she
not personally, but I know of her.
She was in this movie with Hayden Christensen, and she was doing a promotional tour for it, and she was on my local radio show, which it's Kincratic in the Morning. Okay, it's local to Dallas, but like it's a nationally syndicated show, or I don't know if it's syndicated, but you know what I mean. And they were asking her about OC because the news had come out that I think she had just broken up with Adrian. She had just broken up with her boyfriend, who was her co-star on that show, and they were asking her about it, and she got like really terse, and she was like, "I'm here to promote Jumper." And I'm like, that's like a meme in Dallas of like, whenever you don't want to talk about something, you're like, I'm here to promote Jumper. Anyway, so thank you, Sayla, for getting my deep cut. And thank you, Katie, for answering that question very deeply and thoughtfully. Gaze says, my brand, my books, and also maybe like associations with some colors and cool covers. Gaze, your brand is out of pocket, out of context. That's what I love about you.
Yep.
And they should never know what I look like. Baby. Sayla says, I remember. Jessica says, some beautiful, consistent, unafraid to post anything, both marketing and process. What does that mean to you, the beautiful? Like, I know that we're talking about branding, but this is me secretly also trying to talk about aesthetics, because I love aesthetics. And I think if I was going to have a comment on question one, I think the thing I would focus on in a brand is aesthetic, but I kind of believe that it's not important. To me, it's like one of those things where it's so personal, right? Like, I feel like I love someone with a cohesive, consistent aesthetic, but do I actually think that's important to an author brand? I don't. I kind of think the most important thing to an author brand is consistency and like consistency in content, right? Even if it's, but I don't know. I'm so new to this. I don't know. But I think for me, a brand, it needs to be cohesive in its aesthetic, which a lot of people were talking about, right? Like about having a font and a color palette and all that stuff. But to me, I think for me, it would have to go beyond just the font and the color palette. Like I need the font and the color palette to be speaking towards some form of existence, you know? Anyway, Sayla says the chaos behind the scenes versus posting on the main. Dream brand would be to actually post stuff. Dream brand is to be consistent, both with my process and posting about it. Discipline, that's all I want. Habits, I would never need a new personality. I would need a new personality. No, girl, you're good. My brand is whatever, whenever, with my more feral IRL stuff on my non-writer Instagram. Shout out to Katie's Not Wild and Crazy Grinch video. Love that video. It sounds like just professionalization in general. I don't know if that's even a word, but like still it is a word because you made it a word. Or be confident in being the oddball I am. Be good at being funny on command. That's a skill for sure. Interesting that it sounds like the discussion of author brand is so social media focused and not like the books, because when I first heard the concept of author brand, I assumed you meant brand. Brand in terms of what people think they're going to get when they pick up one of your books, like Wallsping, Science and Fairy Tales. Exactly. No, and that's kind of my, thing here. Sorry to skip you, Devasha and Steve, but I'll come back to it. My answer is that like my dream brand
Never
as
been happier.
my dream brand as an author I've had on my YouTube channel banner for years, and that is Science and Fairy Tales, right? That's what I want to do. When Hudson helped me style my bookshelf for the first time, she asked me the question I asked you, Katie, of like, what would you say are 3 adjectives that you would want people to associate with you as a brand, right? And I said like cottagecore, fairy tale, and science, right? Like, and that's what you look at when you look at my bookshelf. I think that really comes across, with also a little economics pushed in there, but economics, I guess, is a science. It's a soft science. Anyway. That is definitely my dream brand, but realistically, like, what do I think my actual brand is? I think I lean more heavily towards fairy tale right now, obviously towards witchiness rather than like actual fairy tale. And again, So Miranda, I also think this is interesting that the conversation has gone more towards social media. I didn't mean to lead it there. I think that's a natural thing where it went, because so many people, that's what's on our mind these days, of where we need to be showcasing our brand. But yes, this is more of what I was trying to get into, is like not necessarily your strategy for marketing yourself in terms of how often you post and stuff, but what is your actual visualization for yourself as a brand? Does that make sense? As a writer. And that's why I was trying to like go more into an aesthetic. Katie, I don't know if you have any like further input with that.
I just want to say that I think I was the reason that we went full into social media, because I've been thinking very much about social media author branding, because that has been so forefront of my brain. But I also think now I'm like kind of like, I don't think you can get to your author brand without defining first what your books are and like what you're trying to give to people. And I think that's is important to leading into the broader, like, this is who I am. Because what is important to me and what am I trying to convey in my stories? Anyway.
Devasha, I pose the question to you now, my dear. And you can answer it in any way. You can answer it in the way that we've been talking about it. You can answer it in the way of more of conceptually, like your authorhood. It's whatever is sparking interest in you. Speak your truth.
I don't think I have well, maybe I don't know what my dream brand is as an author. Okay. And I know realistically that I don't have a brand currently.
That's fair. I mean, Grape Fry is your brand. It's very like an iconic statement, but you have also
it's my personhood brand. That's not my author brand.
But it is the brand that you chose to make your author channel under.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So I guess from that perspective of like, you scrubbed yourself from the internet, and
I wouldn't say scrubbed. I'm still here.
Well, like, I meant like the branding you had, the content you put out. Like, you have no Instagram posts. You have all of your old vlogs are gone, devastatingly. Rip. So maybe instead of questioning what is your brand currently, I guess, do you ever see yourself revamping towards what you once had? And if so, how would you do it? And what would be your main areas of focus?
Towards what I once had? No.
Okay.
I probably want to rebrand to something not different per se, but like better.
In what way?
in a more intentional way, like how you have science and fairy tales, in a more that kind of way.
Okay. And do you have any like instinct on what that would be for you?
No, I don't. I don't think. I haven't identified. I'm not gonna say I don't think there is. I haven't identified any like common theme or like through line through all of my writing.
Mm.
And yeah. End sentence.
Yeah. But I think this point from Miranda is very correct. Love a rebrand, but also like gotta be clear on that vision for the rebrand. Yeah. Yes. That's funny. I'm gonna skip all the jumper conversation, racial whole conversation. I think Katie's brand on YouTube is humoristic, entertaining, authentic, and I'll say it's more aesthetic, focused, aspirational. I would say that's fair. Like Katie, your Instagram content feels very focused to me. You know, obviously it swings depending on the project that you're really promoting, but when you are promoting a project, I think you have a very consistent style in which you do it. You know, you're going to have a carousel. It's going to be moody. It's going to have good filtering. It's going to have good editing. The pictures and, you know, it's going to be sapphic. Like,
yeah. Queer in some way, for sure.
Yeah, queer in some way, yeah. Devesha, since Stieg wanted to get spicy, did you want to comment on either Katie or Mai's brands from your perspective, since we both already answered the question? Do you have an external view to give?
Oh.
Roast me.
Or me.
No, I don't have any comments or criticism.
That you can say publicly. Put it in the private chat. All right. So, and then Malin continuing saying, but that's also because on YouTube we see more of Katie as an author, and Insta we see more of Katie's books and characters. Yeah, that's fair. My actual brand is Overshare My Dog and Not Enough on Writing. If I had the money, I would commission so many pieces of my characters because I love them. I need them in my life. But I'm also a grad student, but it's not my right now. You know what? Let me talk a little bit more about my dream brand then, because yes, so true. If I really would put the pedal to the metal, I would literally hire like a whole team. I would want to hire someone to do a full, like I would want to keep the science and fairy tales not byline, but you know, tagline, I guess. But I would want to have someone fully redo my banner, my logo. My little Saturn emblem is just a Canva Pro like element, right? Like I would want to hire a professional to actually do a logo for me that incorporated the science and fairy tales and my name somehow. I would want to have, oh my gosh, the way I would hire a video editor and have a consistent aesthetic, someone who would edit stuff for me in Lightroom, because I would love to have the like professional look that, you know, beauty YouTubers have, like the people with the millions of subscribers who have the like incredible lighting and incredible sound, as Devesha said. Like I would love to have that level of professionalism, but also with almost no return, right, on YouTube videos and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense to actually pay for that stuff. But
oh my God, you know how to great rebrand?
Yeah.
Just had a great rebrand.
Yeah, Hex Library, Hex Hourglass. Yes, the Hex Homestead. Is that what her other one is? I love that too. Yes, that is a great one. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see.
Oh, bye, Miranda.
Bye, Miranda. Thanks for coming. I was about to get to this question. You mean consistency, like posting often, not consistency and aesthetic? I think both. Like aesthetically pleasing, nice music, good lighting, clean and vibey, things that I like watching, none of which I have ever been even remotely close to doing. Fair enough. Author branding is so much work. I don't know how people maintain multiple, when they write under multiple pen names. So true. Very beautiful of you to say that to me, Walls, because I think I would break contract rules by posting out of context. That's funny. My dream brand, if I'm understanding the question right, is to always be authentically me and open and honest, no matter how uncomfortable it might make me, because it could motivate someone else. Yes. Okay, now hearing you say that, Wallace, maybe. No, here's the thing. I think this question is totally open to interpretation. I love that. Like, to me, these elements of like being authentic, being, chaotic and stuff. I think those can be part of your brand, but as we're seeing here, it's something a lot of people want to do, right? Like everybody, one of the biggest pieces of advice right now on the internet is to be authentic, right? Because people are craving authenticity. So I don't necessarily, I think authenticity is a great answer of something that you want to be known for and that you want to be part of your brand, but I don't think it makes up, like if we're considering author branding as a way of marketing yourself, as a way of differentiating yourself from other writers, I don't think authenticity is something to differentiate yourself, because I think everybody is trying to be authentic right now, or most people are trying to be authentic right now on the internet. So I love that this is included, right? Because, I think that's a great vision to have for yourself. And I think it's a great way of pushing yourself to share your journey, which I think is super important. But what are the elements that are going to differentiate you from all the other writers that are out there right now trying to build a audience? Steve.
I feel like,
oh, go for it.
Sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, I feel like authenticity is a foundation that you can build your brand off of. And like, that is a bedrock that you come back to when you are expanding and showing off things. And I think starting out with like, oh my God, sorry. Dog crying is definitely one of my adjectives. And that, when you try to expand and show the uncomfortable things, like just that can help you find what your brand is, because inherently sharing yourself is uncomfortable. And I think over time you will develop what your brand is and what you're looking for and what you want to show on the internet. So I think authenticity is just a great foundational point that most people want to do.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Stieg.
Wallace.
As someone who I know right now is currently exploring their branding, etc., what would you say is your dream brand as an author? What vision do you have for yourself? And then what do you think is your current brand?
The dream vision would be like something like how I feel about Samantha Shannon, where you pick up my book and you're like, what you're getting. You're getting queer characters. It's going to be a lot of action. It's going to be ridiculous. That's kind of what I want to be known for. In terms of aesthetic, I'm not sure, or like brand aesthetic, I'm not sure I have one.
Okay.
Or like a brand really. I don't have I have a YouTube that I do live streams on, but I don't do a lot of Instagram content. I don't do like YouTube videos in terms of like produced videos. I don't have a TikTok. Well, I have a TikTok, but I don't use TikTok. So I'm not sure I would consider myself a branded person.
Is it something that you want to achieve?
The first bit, like the vision of like picking up one of my books and you know what you're getting, yeah. In terms of social media, I'm not sure. I think so. But...
Okay. Well, in that first sense, what are like cohesive steps you could take to achieving that first sense of like knowing what you're getting?
Writing books?
But I think the first question, right, is if you want someone to pick up your book and be like, I know what I'm getting with him, what do they mean by that? What do you want people to know that they're getting from you?
As I just said, I want them to know that they're getting queer characters. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to be campy to some extent. It's going to be like ridiculous.
And is then from there, is it possible to transpose that into your brand on social media? So that way people who haven't read a book get this vibe from you, so that way they might seek out your books.
I think to some extent my current logline is like writer and professional hot mess, and I feel like I'm definitely giving that. I write and I am a hot mess, somewhat professional. So I definitely think I think you get what it says on the tin. I just think that you're not quite sure where you put the tin. That was so loud, Grape.
That was so funny. I love that the video went off, but
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That was so funny. That was so funny. So Steve, I'm also going to just open it up to you because I don't think we're going to have time to get to question 3. So you are the person who You were the person who requested the author branding sprints and shop talk, and so I wanted to open up to you. Did you have a specific thing that you wanted to touch on, and that's why the concept came to your mind?
No, it's just because I was currently working with it, and I'm like curious to what people think about it, and like I thought it would be an interesting Sprints and Shop Talk conversation.
And you are currently working on it, so do you want to talk at all about the steps that you are currently taking into creating a cohesive brand for yourself?
Just looking into like having a cohesive aesthetic, like finding a color scheme that kind of conveys, I guess, queer characters and rompy action adventures.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what color that is just yet. Almost black, maybe. Who knows?
Gotcha. And what do you think your steps are going to be after you settle on the colors, etc.?
Write books, I guess, with queer characters and action adventure in them.
There's no in between picking your font and your colors and then finishing the books.
I mean, what do you suggest?
I don't know. That's I'm opening it up to you.
I feel like, I don't know. That's the first step, having it, like, be a writer. If you're gonna have a writer presence online, you need to write.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any? Oh, the three of us or Stieg. Now the floor is open again as I opened up the floor to Devesha. Do you have comments on Devesha, Katie, or my branding? And also, Katie and Devesha, do you have comments on, the whole polycule? I'll let Stieg speak first because I asked him first.
I think everyone pretty much nailed Katie. Like your YouTube presence is like the person, and then your Instagram profile is like your product. I think that's a good description. Wallace, I think it pretty much is what it says on the tin. This book is for October.
Yeah. That book had clear branding. That book, there's no denying that. That book has clear branding.
And I think Grape was known for her Kanban boards.
Oh my god, R.I.P. because I just threw her away.
Oh, lovely memory.
Oh my god.
Figuratively ripped? Literally ripped.
Wow. R.I.P. Mia Princess.
Literally.
We witnessed
what
today and not the working kind. What?
Like we became.
You declared us a polycule?
Yeah. I thought we've declared that.
Yeah, queer platonic polycule.
Platonic polycule. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we
a queer platonic polycule.
Here's one thing now, just to wrap it up before I end the stream. Our brand, because I would say.
Troublemaker brand?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, of everything, I think that is, for all of us, the one brand that I think is the most cohesive and consistent. Don't you guys agree?
And authentic.
I'm not sure it's cohesive.
Well,
it's cohesive in its absurdity. I think we have reached absurdism.
Troublemakers, right? There is a cohesion in our chaos because we tell you coming in, like we're troublemakers, right? That's the thing, right?
We definitely are a ambiguous digital commune for sure.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, think about that branding that we have there. Like, we literally have art for a banner. Oh, which, by the way, Marta sent me new art in which I have bangs. So we can update
the importance of the bangs.
I literally
with their sides flip today.
I know. Well, it's because I'm growing them out so I can get them cut again. Because we're gonna pull them from back here. Like, I'm gonna get full bang as opposed to wispy. But so anyway, kind of, I would say in all of our lives, that's the strongest brand that we have is this brand. We literally have this YouTube channel. We have the Discord, which I think is such a strong space. I mean, I didn't really make a community on Wallissimo. I made a community here. You made a community here. All of us made a community with troublemakers, not necessarily with our individual brand. And I find that so interesting.
Stronger together.
I find that so interesting. As Miranda always says, rising tides raise all ships, right? And I think, I don't know. I just think that's so interesting that for this one, we all had such a clear, cohesive picture. And then for our own individual ones, it's super amorphous. And I wonder why that is. Like, is it easier?
Maybe because we're all just become one brain cell and we're not our own person anymore. We're just a troublemaker.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
And it's true. I mean, it's so true, though. Here again, y'all are yourselves and it is a strong brand. But I mean, we're ourselves, but we're definitely a version of ourselves, right? Because I don't think that the polite and proper version of me that I am on my YouTube channel is not real. Just in the same way that like the more chaotic version of me that I'm here is also real. Like both of those things are legitimate aspects of my personality. And
well, every person has 3 selves, so it makes sense.
Where'd you get that number?
It's like a psychology thing that I learned in nursing school. There's the you that people think you are, and then there's the you that you think you are, and then there's the actual you.
Okay. That's interesting.
I was thinking of the id, ego, and superego.
Oh. Awesome.
It's in the same vein, in the same school of thought.
Very interesting.
Any thoughts about that from our resident psychology person who literally has a degree in psychology?
Nope. You're so moon rising. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wallace,
all right.
Before we wrap up, what was the third question? Because
the third question was, what do you struggle the most with in your branding? But I feel like we kind of touched on it a little bit in terms of social media, but we can answer quickly if we want to.
No, I want to open it up for discussion in the Discord. Because I feel like we always leave ships and shop talk, sprints and shop talk with questions at the end. I'm like, we should just throw them into the Discord and everyone answer there.
Spoiler alert, next month Sprints and Shop Talk is going to be Ships and Shop Talk, where we talk about writing good romance and ships that we enjoy in literature.
That's so good, actually.
I love that.
Yeah. It's great.
Save that one for February.
Oh, that would be cute, actually. That's fair. That's fair.
Especially because we're very busy next month.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's probably not going to be a Sprints and Shop Talk next month, unfortunately, because
or for the rest of the year.
No, I'll be back in November. But yeah, I
will remember
I will be
you.
Here. I will be here for the October 2nd Sprints and Shop Talk, and that's it. Or not Sprints and Shop Talk, but the October 2nd stream, and then that's it. I won't be at any other streams that year or that month because
a little Freudian slip there.
Oh my God.
But you know what? That's our brand. Is just Wallace always never being here.
Hey, I feel like I'm on a streak right now. I feel like I've been
You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good, honestly.
Other than July when I was at Hey 24, I have been present.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think 2021 was a really tough year for my presence. And also when I did the Camino, there was also that.
I think 2022 was worse.
You think?
I feel like 20. Yeah.
And also
2023
was
just
pretty,
started.
Pretty shake and go.
So every year we've done this.
Whatever. 2024 has been good. And
yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we could end with a 15-minute sprint, but is it worth it?
No.
Okay.
Go hang out with us in Discord.
Yeah, please, as Devasia directed everybody, please go answer the third question. What do you think is the area with author branding that you most struggle with? And I kind of, just from today's discussion, I'm wondering if like just having a concept seems like it could be difficult for some people, of like just having that thing that sets you apart from other people. And it doesn't need to necessarily be the thing that's going to make you go viral. Like, I don't think that fairy tales and science and fairy tales is making me go viral, but it is my attempt to set myself apart from other writers. So sometimes just the concept itself. Also, I love that like all of this conversation, and there's literally a brand button in our Discord, or not our Discord, on our What's this service
StreamYard?
called? StreamYard. Thank
StreamYard?
you. And our brand right now is, as I said a couple weeks ago, this ugly green color.
How dare you?
I know. I'm sorry. Intros and outros.
We're having a brat trouble time.
Okay, but it is
Yeah.
September now, and Charlie XCX declared that Brat Summer was over, so we need the fall outro. So goodbye. Thanks everybody. For coming.
Bye.
See you next Wednesday. Bye.
I can just use this one.